So it's about Addison Rae, TikTok sensation turned singer, turned dancer, turned movie star, whatever she is.
I'm sorry.
She's going to be in a movie. And that's kind of to do with
what movie it is.
Yes. So do you remember? It's a movie from the early 2000s. I'm blanking on the movie, and now they've redone it, but they've switched the genders.
Twilight.
Imagine if it was Twilight. I would kind of love that if she was playing Edward Cullen. Beau. Oh yeah, I forget. No, she wouldn't be Beau.
Beau's the boy. Beau's Bella. But oh no, she wouldn't. She would be.
Addison Rae would be Edwina. Please tell me it's not Edwina. No offense to Edwinas out there. It's just an odd choice for a name. Anyway, Addison Rae.
Yeah, sorry.
This podcast is going to be chaotic because it's just so hot where me and Holly are, so I think we're not coping. Addison Rae shared 2 photos of herself recently, and she is at the UFC red carpet, so UFC Ultimate Fighting Championship, if I'm right.
I thought it was that, and then I was like, no, that can't be right. Why do they have a red carpet? But they have a red carpet.
They have a red carpet. I mean, more bizarrely, why Addison Rae, but we'll move on. She was doing some interviewing at that red carpet, I believe, because she posted these 2 pictures and captioned it, "I studied broadcast journalism in college for 3 whole months to prepare for this."
That's
People
quite funny.
did not like that, though, because they were saying, I think you'll agree once I've said it. Well, no, make your own opinion up. People were saying, basically, journalism is so hard to get into. People have done full degrees, full masters in journalism, years of like unpaid internships and work experience and all that, and they never get close to this sort of situation that Addison Rae just walked into. And I think people didn't love that she was then just joking and being like, 3 whole months and I just walk into this thing, even though I think she dropped out of that course because she had her fame already, because she didn't really need it. And I'm kind of in 2 places with it, because on the one hand, is it surprising or anything new that this happens? No. However, I fully understand the feeling of how frustrating it is.
Yeah.
To see, like, she doesn't have the experience, and when you're trying to go down a career path, so many people try to become journalists and have to have a full career change just because it's not viable and they can't get the work. So it is frustrating to see this. I don't think it's worth her being cancelled over, but she definitely, I think, needed someone to say, hang on, maybe reconsider this caption. I do think she was trying to joke, and at first I thought it was like, I was like, yeah, that's kind of fun, and but I think once I heard what people were saying, I was like, oh.
I think it's that thing of like, well, don't hate the player, hate the game.
I kind of agree.
Yeah, the industry is so stupid.
Yeah.
And it is who you know. Like, so many situations people get jobs because of its, family, friends, and whatever. Yeah. And unfortunately, that is a massive part of how the world works. And I definitely think for the creative industries as well, like journalism, publishing, the music industry, it's all about like old connections, I think.
100%.
And this is a case, and all I could think about is if I was in Addison Rae's position. So I had a little interest in this because I went to uni to do this subject.
So clearly she did have it wasn't that she'd had no experience in it, which makes me think like a bit better than if like Charlie D'Amelio had just turned up. Who doesn't,
or Dixie. Can you imagine how boring?
Well, this is the thing that confuses me. Like, is Addison Rae a big UFC fan? Because I kind of get
wrestling.
Yeah, so I kind of get it. Maybe do they still do that Teenage Choice Award? Like,
yes.
If she did that would make sense. Or they have the YouTube Awards, and she interviewed people at that.
Yeah.
Or even I think a couple years back, Liza Koshy maybe interviewed people at the Oscars for Vogue, which is weird.
It was really good, wasn't it?
It was good, but like you wouldn't expect that initially. And she's the same situation. I don't think she has any formal education or experience in journalism. So you're fully right. Like, I hate the game, because like again, it's kind of the situation. If you're young and someone comes to you, I mean, I don't like it. I'm not like I don't
No,
like
don't
it.
condone
It's
it.
very frustrating. But if you're 20, I'd say that like I'm so much older than 20. But if you're like my age,
it's been a long year.
it's been a long, yeah. And someone says to you, "Do you want to, do some interviewing?" But like, yeah, I fancy that.
We'll pay you all this money for it because we're paying you for your engagement. And she's like,
Yeah.
yeah. Like, I think the intentions were probably fine. I just think it's hard to see. It's the same thing with everything. It's like, what gives Emma Chamberlain the license to be a brand ambassador for Gucci or wherever she is, one of the big fashion houses. She was like 16.
Yeah, exactly. I think people are always going to hate this sort of situation, and I understand it.